Hi there, and welcome to MTG The Journey. Sorry it's been so long since we've done anything, but we've been kind of just in between things and a little bit of sickness and had a week of National Guard drill duty, and then just waiting for this to actually release on MTGO so we can actually do anything. Seemed like a waste of time to try to build another new deck 2 weeks into, the standard Born of the Gods being released in paper MTG, and then now we come back and have 2 weeks later this release. So it seems a little redundant to build a deck when you've got 2 weeks until a new set comes out. So we've kind of just been hanging around for some of the new stuff. Tried to get on to Tapped Out to do some more of the deck building tutorial I wanted to do, but the entire site is actually down right now because the servers crashed, and it's probably got something to do with the fact that they're having some huge storms down there where they're located in Georgia. So hopefully they aren't having too many issues with power and such, as there are a lot of power outages down there, so be thinking about those guys. But this is the new Mogis deck that I've put together. It's kind of an aggro, just swing straight to the face, try to kill him as fast as possible deck. In a perfect world, you'd Cackler first turn, Shred Freak second turn, into Spike Jester turn 3, and then either a Rakdos Lord of Riots or a Mogis turn 4. Something of that nature. Got the Underworld servers in here as a one of, and 2 of the Rakdos Lord of Riots, because you don't really want to see it super often as it is legendary, but you do want to see it. But we want to see this guy a lot, which is why we've got 3 of them in there. It's never going to hurt our feelings to see him early on. As far as our main arsenal here, we've got Timer if we need to sack other creatures to get in that last little bit of damage. Also adds to Mogis' devotion. Shred Freak adds to the devotion big time. Spike Jester and Rakdos Cackler all add to devotion. And this guy, and with these 2 on the field, you only need 1 of these to actually activate Mogis. And Mogis seems like he wants to be a creature. He's a 7/5 attacker, indestructible, obviously. And then the best part about Mogis is at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, it deals 2 damage to that player unless he or she sacrifices the creature. The other thing I've thought about bringing into this deck is maybe a one of Purphoros, just to kind of see what we can do with that. But I'm not sure we have enough red to really make Purphoros do any work. But it does deal to 2 damage anytime a creature enters the field, so we do have that going for us. As far as a removal and other damage, we've got 2 Doomblades main board, which can be brought out for these heroes' downfalls if we run into problems with Planeswalkers or things that we don't have our other black decks. 3 Bile Blights. These guys have already, and even in a little bit of playtesting I've done with this, proven their worth. They're just fantastic. Take out Nightveil Specters, they take out Boros Reckoners, all without dealing them damage. They just minus the Boros Reckoners so they can't deal any damage back to anyone. Running 3 Lightning Strikes, 3 Magma Jets, and 3 Shocks. The Shocks seem like they're the weakest out of all of them, so I'm not sure that they're not going to come out for something else, but they do help a little bit with finishing off some of those 4 toughness creatures if they happen to block one of my 2 toughness guys that swing in, or even a 3 toughness against a 5 toughness like Tristani. Works out really well. Running same amount, just 7/4, 7 swamps. These guild gates are actually going to come out for the temples, but I want to kind of let the price settle down on them a little bit. They're a little high right now for what I want to pay for them. They're almost $7 right now, and that seems a little high. But it could just be because the set's not actually out yet, and you can't purchase the packs yet. So that's not till tomorrow. For the sideboard here, we've got 2 Read the Bones. We've got 2 in the main board too, but sometimes card draw can be the difference between winning and losing in this deck. Originally, I did have the permanents. I had the Underworld connections, but it just seemed like they were too slow for what I wanted, and I would rather have seen something else in that slot. So the 2 draw seems like a little bit better. The other 2 heroes downfalls, like obviously, are for the Doomblades. Freak Obscure, if we're playing another Weenies type deck, you can throw in for the Doomblade. Erebos, like I said, might end up being a Purphoros instead of an Erebos, but it can also be card draw, and we do have enough black to turn him on, so he can also be pretty destructive in and of himself, and your opponents can't gain life, so that's a big plus for this guy. So Guild is kind of a fun card. I think it has proven itself a couple of times when I've brought it in against decks that have like pro red for mono blue. I have brought it in, and it does do what it needs to do. It gets rid of their stuff, gets it exiled, can exile Tasa, which is really nice, and then you get that colorless artifact that you can sack to create more land, which can be really important as well. The Desecration Demon, in games that it seems a little grindy, we can bring it in instead of like the Time Merits, to get a little bit more longevity out of them. The Whip, once again, I'm not sure that there's not a better card than this, but it does help in games where, like I said, it gets more grindy and you need the lifelink, or you can swing back a Rakdos, Lord of Riots if they get rid of him, and Pithing Needle is always a good sideboard against the, the Pack Rat of the world, but the Bioblight seems to deal with Pack Rat really well. And a couple of these may end up coming out for some like Dark Betrayal type stuff like that we can get rid of some black stuff really cheap, which cheaper is better in this deck. The faster and cheaper we can get rid of some stuff, the better off we are. But we just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a look at this. We are going to be playtesting this over the next couple days. Tuesday night, I think I'm going to be recording some matches with this, and it might change just a little bit in between now and then if I get some time to playtest. But just kind of wanted to throw this out there for you guys, get a new video out there and see what you guys thought of this. Would love to hear opinions and what you think might work a little bit better in here, or why am I doing this, or why am I doing that, or what's this card doing in there, it doesn't make any sense. Just kind of get a feel for what the audience thinks of this. So look forward to this being a little bit of a series that we'll have going on, and hope you guys have a good night tonight and enjoyed the video. This has been Charles with MTG The Journey.